I've got to tell you,
This is the part where I'm a little bit scared.
well, I got to tell you something that happened to me.
Oh.
I told you I was going to tell you a story about how I heard I heard from heaven, and
I forgot about
yeah,
that.
well, so I'm just letting you get your thoughts together, and I'm gonna just tell this, and then you're going to sing us a song, and then we're going to move on and get some other awesome groups out here. But
Okay.
I was in my yard the other day, and mainly because I was told to be in my yard by this person I live with that get that yard straightened out. And most of you that know my yard know most years I'll get yard of the month 2 or 3 months out of the year.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I mean, just the way it's kind of a meticulous yard I keep.
Right.
And so I was out there doing the clipping and the things and the mowing and the weed eating and that kind of thing. And I heard my name being called. So I ran.
Calvin.
Well, I ran in the house. I ran in the house and I said, "Debbie, did you call me?" "No, I didn't call you." So I went back outside and got to clipping shrubbery and whatever you're doing in the yard and what I was told to do. And then I heard my name called again. I ran back in the house and I said, "Debbie, did you call me?" She said, "No, I did not call you. Get on back to work."
Right.
Like she'll do, you know. And lo and behold, I got out there, I'm weed eating, doing what I do, and I heard it again. And I ran into the house and I said, "Did you call my name?" And Debbie said, "I did not call your name." And I was reminded of the story in the Bible, in 1 Samuel chapter 3. Donald Trump would call that 1 Samuel 3. But in First Samuel chapter 3, where Samuel was hearing the voice of the Lord, and he thought it was Eli, and he ran to Eli 3 different times, and Debbie kind of told me kind of what Eli said that last time. She said, "Well, maybe the Lord's calling you, and the next time He does it, you just do as Samuel did." So I'm back in the yard again. I'm clipping away, doing my thing in the yard, and I heard it again. And I said, as Samuel said, "Your servant is listening, Lord." And then I heard it again. I said, "Where is that coming from?" And I heard it again. I began to follow the sound of my name being called. And it led me across the yard and through a little wooded patch into my neighbor's backyard. And there I saw in this cage this parrot. And he was calling my name. Now this is a true story. It's a true story. Amy, my daughter right there, and Savannah, both of y'all, my daughter-in-law and my daughter right there. This is a true story, what I'm telling, with my hand in the air.
Wow.
And that thing kept calling my name. But the problem with it, Tammy, is that bird was calling my name in a kind of an agitated voice. And it wasn't Calvin. It wasn't, "Oh, Calvin." It was, "Calvin! Calvin!" Just like that. And I was drawn to that sound. I went on the internet and I researched how many times it takes a bird to hear that in my yard.
I see.
452 times is the average of how many times it takes a bird to learn something that he's heard from across the neighbor's yard.
Wow. Interesting.
I'm not saying anything here.
I'm not saying anything either.
I'm just saying
I'm
that
not saying
bird.
nothing.
Hey, I was going to tell you about this tonight, and on my way here this morning, you know what I heard? "Calvin, And it was that bird. Now, there's a moral to this story. There's a moral to this story. If you hear your name being called from the heavens and you believe it's God speaking to you,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of times we say, well, God told me to do this. And I know I've heard a guy say one time, I think God has told me to get a divorce. That ain't God.
That ain't God.
God told me to run over that guy. No, it ain't God. If you're hearing sounds like that in your yard or in your house, walk to the neighbor's yard. See if they got a parrot, okay? But that's a true story. You can't make that.
You can't make
You can't make it up.